Now let's see first line of defense. Like, let me draw here. If we see that's physical barrier and biochemical barrier. Biochemical barrier is physiological barrier. Okay, so like our skin can be in physical barrier, mucus, epithelial cell, tears gland, respiratory tract, reproductive tract, and digestive tract. Like this also contains lymphocytes, some tissues, reflexes. These all are in the first line of defense. Now let's talk about the skin. That's like physical barrier and that's covered, even that's known as multitasking. Multitasking, we'll discuss how that's multitasking. Like this is also known as intact, which means that's covered, impermeable. Skin protect us from the pathogens which come in our body. Like that's even multitasking. Now let's know, if we take an example, like we are having our body like skin. If we are putting water on our skin, so does that absorbs? Of course not. That's because like that cannot absorb that water organ. Now let's see, like if we take an example, like our skin, if we put water on our skin, does that absorbs? Of course not. So that's because like our body is impermeable. Even that's also known as chemical weapon. And our skin is having squamous epithelial cells, and it's also having keratin, like dead cells, keratin, which are known as dead cells. Our body is also having, like our skin is also having dead cells, and these dead cells help from the degradation. Like in this, like our body cells are closely packed to each other, so this means there's no any space from where our like pathogen will be entered or something, so that's also protect from that. Like if we get any kind of injury on our hand or anywhere on our skin, so on that way, like they got any kind of pathway, so they can enter, but otherwise like these are very closely packed to each other, so they do not get any kind of space to move inside. Us can also release melanin, like melanocytes, which help in the melanin production, or like that's depend, like our complexion of our skin, that's depend of our melanin production, how production is, like it's more, so this means our color will be little bit darker, or if it's little bit released in our body, so this means the like that our body color would be light, like fair. So our skin is made up of 3 layers: epidermis, dermis, sorry, and hypodermis. This is the first one, the second, and this is the third one. Epidermis, that's the outer layer. Even we can see, we can touch that, like any kind of pathogen which like this does not allow to move inside. There's like outer layer is known as epidermis. Second one is dermis, where a lot of functions produce, like sebaceous gland, like sebum production, and hair follicles are present there. In this dermis, a lot of blood vessels are present there. And hypodermis, that's the last one layer, that's the down layer, and in that we are having, like in dermis we are having, like that's the second layer, so that's mid between both of them. And hypodermis, so like dermis also maintain, this contains some kind of glands, as I told, sweat gland too. Sebum contain fatty acids, and sweat gland contain lactic acid, so these both maintain our body pH, that is 3 to 5 acid. Hypodermis, we are having adipose tissue that help for the insulations, like whenever like the environment is very cold, so our body gets sometimes cold, cooling effect, like so our hairs on the skin that trap the air inside, and like goosebumps, that's also known as goosebumps, the air would be trapped by the hairs that's in the hypodermis, like that's help in the insulation process. And also this penetrate the growth of bacteria, penetrate the growth of bacteria. So that was all for today. Thank you for watching, hope you like it.